decide which one I want to say.
I'm used to saying aye, so yes,
Well,
that comes out weird.
Sometimes I just shake my head. Okay. Okay, comments and concerns. Jeff, you have something?
We have Mr. Dana Smith with us tonight, who's going to give you an update on the property for the bond referendum.
Okay, if you look at your long legal sheet, it's a lot nicer than my drawings. That is the Reba's Lane property, the acreage, the dimensions. And if you look, I kind of drew that there's 6 more acres that Mr. McCormick owns out from that. So that would put a total of 20 acres for that property, which there would be room for fields.
You got all that. Any questions from the family?
The only thing I've got a question on, I'm seeing like on the back side, it's 366.49 feet. It is a ridge. I drove out there. I'm gonna just guess probably 100 feet wide at the very top. I just wondered how many feet down you have to excavate to get to the, how wide do we need?
Well, your gymnasiums are normally right at 100, well, for middle school, right at 100 by 100. That's your largest room. Your classrooms are, with a hallway in there, would be in the neighborhood of 54 feet wide. And the architects have yet to give me any sketch showing where the building would set and the road. So I don't, until they do that, you wouldn't know where to court it.
Would that be
Because
safe?
there is going to be some rock in there, we think.
Would it be safe to say probably about 100 feet wide at this
Yes,
moment?
yes.
And then just, you'd have to start digging down to make it wide.
Yeah, it's going to run long ways, and you need at least 100 feet for the gymnasium.
And you mentioned that the architect actually walked that piece of property with you one day
Yes.
last week.
Yes, we spent several hours on that property. We talked to several of the landowners.
Major McCallum, you may not have been here, but we're gonna take a tour of these sites before we vote on the final ballot. You hear from you.
And we thought we'd, maybe after the architect has given us an idea where the school would sit, that we convene and maybe all go out there together. Let him actually see, because I drove out through there myself, and I could tell what was on the right, was Steve Drama. You know, I was reluctant to go to the left since there was a big no trespassing sign. You got there, and you made it, didn't you? But I was like, that's really what, and I wanted to see. I wanted to see up there and see, you know, how wide it was. But
I'm gonna guess probably 100 feet wide, so.
you think that follows this all the way back, pretty much so?
Yeah, it's just a ridge.
From one side to the other side, we guessed that the elevation to the center, to the sides of where the road is, which is the lowest part, was somewhere in the neighborhood of about 16 feet. That's, I mean, that was just our guess.
I was gonna guess between 20 and 25.
And you might be closer, might be closer.
The road that goes out to Mr. Owens' property, that elevation,
Yes.
I'm gonna say at least 20 feet below.
It may be 20.
Anybody else have any questions? Like, I think what we would like to see, Dana, is the architect give us some idea of where they envision it being placed here. And after that occurred, we could maybe make arrangements to go out, you know, because it's hard, I know for me to try to visualize something, knowing what they can do with these big machines.
Well, Mr. Priestley, that'd be my suggestion, we get the architect to go with us when we make a field trip.
Absolutely.
Would you want me to try to schedule that after your next board meeting, or is there a particular time?
It doesn't matter to me.
to do that? Does that sound like something?
Are you saying immediately after our board meeting? Is that what
Would
you're-
that give you time?
I don't know about that.
It's dark.
To make that.
Depends on how long you guys are in the meeting, I guess.
Well,
Or would you rather
we
go
wanna
before?
hard Too, see, so
Yeah, may want to go before a meeting,
we have a special meeting.
You can go through the day.
Whatever,
Worry
yeah.
about the dark. We just for the council.
We're gonna wait till Sean gets back. What did you say you're going?
I'll be back for the next meeting.
He's going across the water again.
Yeah, oh, is he?
You'll have to walk with us.
Apparently, yeah.
I think it'd be interesting, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know whether,
Dana,
Think what was, I'm sorry.
what was your take with the landowners this time?
Mr. Owens and the lady that has the 3.5 acres beside him, they are, Mr. Owens says he's a willing seller as long as those kids are, and she is. Now, I tried to call Billy Erskine, before this meeting around 4 o'clock, and I left a message on his answering machine to give me a call either here or at home, whenever it was convenient for him. He works midnight, so hopefully I'll hear from him. He's probably the most uncertain seller and one of the most important.
Is that the first one?
That's the first one.
Now, just, if for some reason he won't sell, if McCormick back to do sales, I guess we need to think about just leaving him alone and going buy him and then.
You just, yes, you could, for sure.
That cemetery's sitting there too, that's.
What I was hoping he would do, if he just doesn't want to sell, or is I tried to lead him into thinking about just selling part of it. And, you know, he could maybe even get the double wide that's on the property that we don't need the double wide, and move it over near the cemetery to where that, you know, he really could stay and not hinder anything, especially if he would do something like that. But now, he never indicated to me what his thoughts were, but he's had several days to think about it now, so hopefully he can give me a little indication where he's going.
Lane, why don't you check with Mr. Ferguson as to when he could give us an idea in general.
I'll do
what it
that.
would be, and then we can schedule soon thereafter. And then we'll get with Gary, when his schedule would allow that. Most of us would be flexible. Were you thinking of trying to go to both sites on the same day? Is that what we want to do? Go to Hearts and.
I'll do that. You had asked me to get some dimensions on the Harts property. I've got the Harts existing field, which looks smaller and more square, but a little wider. I've put the dimensions on there. And the Harts Bank area, I put the dimensions on that property. In summary, the Harts Bank area is sufficient for a softball and football field. It runs longer than the property at Harts, but it's not quite as wide.
But it's wide enough.
It is wide enough, yes.
Now, do we know anything about any floodplain area along the riverside?
It's going to be fairly close to the 100-year floodplain. It's going to be close.
Throw out another idea also. I went up there and looked at this last Wednesday. Just throw out an idea. Where the parking lot is to overflow. What's your thoughts on putting a ball field there at the parking lot? And then moving the parking lot. If the people in the trailer straight across from the front door is going to sell, move the parking lot across the road and let the teachers cross the road in the morning and evening. Put the ball field right there in the parking lot. side of the school.
Possibility.
Look to me about the same width as the bank.
Possibility.
Approximately like that.
No, we're still gonna have the buses having to come, have room to come down through there.
That's true, and they circle on that parking lot. That's how they turn around, and it's always best not to back a bus, if you don't have to. Actually, it's,
Well, once again, I think we're certainly open to all ideas right now, and anybody has it, should look at it. But maybe when we get there, we can figure it out. But it seems to be a general consensus, I think, among most of us, that all possibly like to stay on the school side of the road.
it probably would be best not to cross the highway.
We can avoid that, it may not be, but I think everybody seems to feel that way.
And even though your buildings that you have to purchase to get that land would be more expensive, you would have a lot less cost in excavating. It lays pretty flat in there where the bank is. And I believe you're gonna have willing sellers there versus across the road. So that'll make a difference too. Any questions?